It's the Gear Tester here, and welcome to part 3 of my Daniel Defense practical accuracy testing. If you're watching this video, it's because people liked and commented on part 1 and part 2, and so I felt the need to make this video and to edit it and go to the work. So thank you to my viewers and subscribers who have encouraged me to do this video. What I'm going to be doing here is shooting my Daniel Defense rifle right here with my Aimpoint Comp M4S, which is a non-magnified optic. And I'm going to be shooting it at approximately 30 yards, approximately 60 yards, and then at 100 yards. And you'll see those targets right here. I'll point them out to you. This target is at approximately 30 yards. That target right here, okay, my finger's right on it right there, is at approximately 60 yards, and then the target that is right here is at 100 yards. And I'm sure of that distance because I have lased it. But these are just approximate. And so what I'm trying to see is, in terms of practical accuracy, of me trying to be accurate with this rifle in conditions that one might experience in the field, whether you're hunting or any number of other scenarios, how accurate will I be? When I did this test originally, I focused on shooting at a bench off my bag at 50 and 100 yards. And then I was out here and I shot this same basic distance from a kneeling position, one knee on the ground, okay, just like you might take a knee as you saw a coyote or a deer and something and fire off a shot. And now I'm going to be shooting this rifle laying down off my my bag there. So we'll see how accurate or how effective I actually am here today.
I chose to shoot 5 shots at each of these targets. I think that's a good number in terms of trying to have repeatable accuracy and seeing practical accuracy. I've chosen only to include footage of me shooting the first group here because I want to keep this video relatively short and clean and precise, and also because I don't think it's very interesting to just watch me shoot off this bag in a static position.
So here's my first target at approximately 30 or 35 yards. You can see there, that is a decent sized group. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was holding right on the red dot there with my red dot from my aim point, okay? And so there, you can see, when I had that support of laying my rifle over the bag, man, I'm a lot more accurate than I was. I had a much larger dispersion of the rounds when I just shot taking one knee. Okay, and I think that's an important thing to recognize. When you are shooting a long gun, the better your position is, the better you're able to support that rifle and keep it steady. Of course, the more accurate you're going to be. Okay, so there you go at about 30 yards. So here we are at the 65 yard target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see they're a much better group. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was my original group at about 60 yards, just shooting with one knee on the ground, okay, and supporting my elbow on my other knee. So, and a crouch down shooting, you can see a much smaller group. That's about a 2.5 inch group. Okay, this is my Recon 1 from Cold Steel. It's got a 4-inch cutting surface, okay, so from the tip of that blade, tip of the blade to where the blade is no longer shiny, that's a 4-inch knife blade, and you can see here that we're about halfway there, okay, if I measure that. So it's about 2 to 2.5 inch group at 60 yards with a non-magnified optic out of my Daniel Defense, okay? So that shows you a supported position is a lot more accurate. We're going to go now to the 100-yard target and see how I did there. Alright, so here we are at 100 yards, and this is the distance that I'm sure of. So it's holding right here on my red dot, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there are 5, 6. And what I think happened is, I know that one of these shoulder shots was when I shot just kneeling, okay? And this is when I shot, this most recent group that I've shot here, is when I shot with my rifle on my bag, a more supported shooting position, or shooting rest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm thinking this one is the 5th round. But you can see they're a much tighter group, right? Because I had one shot here and then one shot there when I shot just taking one knee. So again, we're seeing the benefit of a better supported shooting position when you're firing a long gun. If you want to hit what you're aiming at, you need to have that as stable a position as you can. So there you go. My Daniel Defense DD M4V1 is running smoothly and reliably. I could not be more happy with it. And I, as a marksman, am trying to be intentional about my trigger control and about my breathing and about being intentional about hitting what I aim at. You know, these tactical rifles are all the rage right now, and that's a good thing. I like them. But are we just using them like cap guns to just shoot a whole bunch of bullets downrange, or are we also able to hit what we're aiming at distance with guns like this, even with a non-magnified optic? And of course the answer is yes.
If you were hoping for a little more action rather than just static shooting, you're in luck. I'm working on range reports 1, 2, and 3 and a full review on the Daniel Defense DD M4V1. I'll be putting 2 links in the description of this video down below. One to a generic practical accuracy playlist and another to a playlist which I am creating for my Daniel Defense rifle. Thank you very much for your views and your subscriptions. My goal at the Gear Tester YouTube channel is to produce quality video reviews on the topics of shooting, camping, and survival gear.
It's the Gear Tester here, and welcome to part 3 of my Daniel Defense practical accuracy testing. If you're watching this video, it's because people liked and commented on part 1 and part 2, and so I felt the need to make this video and to edit it and go to the work. So thank you to my viewers and subscribers who have encouraged me to do this video. What I'm going to be doing here is shooting my Daniel Defense rifle right here with my Aimpoint Comp M4S, which is a non-magnified optic. And I'm going to be shooting it at approximately 30 yards, approximately 60 yards, and then at 100.